some breaking news yesterday about a Game of Silks, which is basically like this fantasy horse racing app / program that has gotten a lot of money from the industry, has gotten a lot of backing from NYRA and Jockey Club and a lot of industry stalwarts. And it seems at the moment like they might do what's called a rug pull. And it's in the crypto world. Basically, you raise a bunch of money for a project, and then you claim technical difficulties or shortage in funds or whatever, and you freeze people's accounts and you don't end up paying out the money. It happens all the freaking time. Like, you should go check out. There's a great Twitter follow. Web3 is going just great, and it basically shines the spotlight on all of these projects, these NFT and crypto projects that have been scams and have cost people a lot of money. This is usually the first step. I'll read you the quote, and this is from the Game of Silks bot. I guess it was on their Discord or whatever, but it was posted all over Twitter. It says, after careful consideration and evaluation of our progress over the past year, we have come to the realization that our current approach, heavily reliant on NFTs and blockchain technology, has not resonated as we'd hoped. Because it's a bubble. Despite our best efforts, we have not been able to attract new players to the extent needed for sustainable growth. Therefore, we've made the difficult decision to suspend all aspects of Game of Silks temporarily. This includes gameplay activities, community events, and support services. During this period, we'll be focusing on a comprehensive restructuring effort aimed at revitalizing the game with new gameplay innovations. To me, that's a lot of words for what are you doing? What have you done with people's money? Like that's the biggest issue. And this is usually the precursor to pulling a rug, is you say, oh, we got to freeze everything. We got to figure out like how to restructure and this and that. To me, this has the portent of a scam. I'm not saying it 100% is. Maybe they do restructure and maybe everything turns out okay. But there's a lot of people, I think, rightfully pissed off and rightfully suspicious about this, as we've seen this throughout the world of NFT and crypto. And yeah, it's not a good situation right now, Jim.
No, it's terrible. When you make a statement like that, you should put a timeline in. If somebody's holding your dollar, put a timeline in. We're going to take 3 months to give this thing a shot and try and fix it, and then we're going to roll it back out. Or if at the end of 3 months we can't, whatever's in your account, you get back. It's pretty simple math. I would hope that their intent was not to go into this to deceive people, because a fantasy horse racing concept sounds kind of neat if done correctly. Like, that sounds like a lot of fun. It's not something that I would, or maybe I would do, because maybe I'm not buying into a couple of West Point horses that I love, but I root for you guys anyway. But it gives you a little bit more rooting interest in certain situations, in the graded stakes and some of those things that guys like me maybe are not involved in directly. I love the concept of it. You can't just, you can't take people's money blindly, throw it towards a mythical horse that may never run. And that's kind of what they did.
I had been, I'm not say complimentary, but I had been interested in another game like this, which was Zed Run. So Zed Run and Game of the Silks are like the main two like fantasy horse racing apps. And I thought it did have a lot of potential to introduce people to the actual sport of horse racing, because I had seen like a lot of anecdotes about people who had never really considered it before, but they were in the crypto space and they were in like the fantasy sports space. And now they want to meet up and go to the track and get involved in actual horse racing. So I do think it has that kind of potential, but there's just the world of crypto is just so rife with scammers and people, even if they're not scammers, people that haven't thought through the process of creating this game, operating it, and then paying people out. It's just, it's not a good situation right now. And like you said, I totally agree with you. Like, if you're going to put out a statement that says, oh, we got to temporarily fix everything and blah, 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 you have to put a timeline on it. You can't just leave people in the lurch, because we've seen it over and over. I'm telling you, go check out Web3 is going great. It happens every single day. And it's part of a bubble that I think is I'm not going to say completely collapsing, but has definitely receded a lot from the height of like the NFT and crypto craze.
Well, when you talk about trying to get new people into the sport, if this was the concept for getting new people to the sport and it ends like this with them getting scammed out of their money, you just ruined it. You just took all those people that signed up saying, hey, let me get a feel for it, see how this works. Maybe I'll buy a horse with West Point at some point, or SOK, or some of those partnerships that are really building and can get into a real horse. And then this is your experience. That is horrible. Talk about turning people away from a sport that's already turning people away.
Yeah. No doubt. And listen, we'll stay on this. So if you are involved or you have money in Game of Silks, DM us. Like, let us know what's going on, because again, like a lot of times when there's this temporary freeze, you don't necessarily trust the people in charge to come back and give you consistent updates. So if you are involved in it and you want us to know what's going on and talk about it, hit us up, DM us, and we'll stay on.